are for people who venture forth, people who take every opportunity to immerse themselves in authentic and unforgettable local encounters. Our essential collection offers curated experiences, great value, and true connections with travelers just like you. As the largest and most experienced independent shore excursion company in the world, Venture Ashore by City Experiences can take you anywhere. 71% of the world is covered in water. The rest is waiting for you to venture ashore. We are for people who venture forth, people who take every opportunity to immerse themselves in authentic and unforgettable local encounters. Our essential collection offers curated experiences, great value, and true connections with travelers just like you. As the largest and most experienced independent shore excursion company in the world, Venture Ashore by City Experiences can take you anywhere. 71% of the world is covered in water. The rest is waiting for you to venture ashore. We are for people who venture forth, people who take every opportunity to immerse themselves in authentic and unforgettable local encounters. Our essential collection offers curated experiences, great value, and true connections with travelers just like you. As the largest and most experienced independent shore excursion company in the world, Venture Ashore by City Experiences can take you anywhere. 71% of the world is covered in water. The rest is waiting for you to venture ashore.
Wow, 71% of the world is covered in water and the rest is ready to venture ashore. I love that. That's a great tagline. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Walter. I love that too. And it's like I could see that. I've probably seen it a million times, and every time I get excited about it because
that needs to be a shirt. And we really need to make a shirt out of that. Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Let's do
it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor with Where's Walter Travel. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to like, share, subscribe. We try to do this every Thursday night, bringing in an interesting travel partner. And this week, I'm so excited. I got to meet Jenny a month ago down in Fort Lauderdale. Jenny is with Venture Ashore, one of our independent tour partners. And I'm so excited about this because independent tours have been kind of a hot topic of late, not for good reasons. And that's why I'm so glad that you're on here tonight to help talk about all of this. And I want to welcome everybody. Let's see who's all here. We got Sue, we got Tara, we got Becky, Ashley's here, Macrina's here. Hi, everybody. I encourage you to go ahead and drop questions into the comment bar. We'll do our best to answer them. I mean, this is your opportunity. We have had independent tours in the news for not so good reasons. And again, that's why I'm so excited that Jenny's here so we can dispel some of the myth and, give you that comfort factor of booking with somebody like a Venture Ashore. So, why don't we just start with just give us a little background, like who is Venture Ashore and what do you guys do?
Well, Venture Ashore is by City Experiences. And so you've probably heard of them before. City Experiences does the Statue of Liberty cruises. They do Alcatraz,
Nice.
Niagara Falls and the dinner cruises and the sightseeing tours.
Wow.
So they're a sister brand. And we also have Walks and Devour, which is another huge thing, especially in Europe. It's very big. And so we tap into some of their things as well when we are planning some of our exclusive excursions and experiences that we have. And I'm so glad you brought up the back to ship guarantee because
Yes.
it has been
Yes.
in the news. And I will be honest with everybody. I used to work for a cruise line. And
Oh.
as a cruise line, I would train agents and things like that. And we always said, don't take the excursions. And so when this job, I was interviewing for it, my decision was when I was interviewing, I said, so what do you do if people miss the ship? You know, that's kind of big. And they said, we have a back to ship guarantee. And I just remember getting chills and thinking, if they offer me this job, I'm going to say yes. So I'm very happy to say that that we do offer a back to ship guarantee, and knock on wood, we have never had to use that, but it's a huge peace of mind just knowing that you're going to be covered if for some reason you miss the boat, so to speak. We would
Yeah.
be responsible for making arrangements to get you to the next port of call, and also for paying your expenses to get you to the next port of call.
So I hope everybody heard that loud and clear. So you are booking an independent shore excursion. You are not booking this through the through the cruise line. However, if for whatever reason you should miss the ship due to their tour getting you back late to the cruise port, it is on Venture Ashore. There is no stress on you. There is no pressure on you. There is no responsibility on you. It is Venture Ashore that is going to have to make the arrangement and pay the bill and do everything to get you to the next port of call. So there is that peace of mind guarantee that you don't get. You know, look, a lot of you have been to the Caribbean, and you know, when you get off the ship, you got to run that gauntlet right through all the barkers. You know, come do this tour, come do that tour. There's a taxi waiting for you over here. There's a bus waiting for you over here. You really don't know what you're getting. You know, even if you vetted them, even if you've gone online and read all the reviews, unless they 100% guarantee to get you to the next port, there is no 100% guarantee. And that's why I actually like working with you guys. And we actually recommend your tours to all of our clients now when we send them their cruises.
And we greatly appreciate that. And it is such a peace of mind, you know, policy to have that. And I know that people really appreciate that. And we've heard great feedback. And, you know, we vet all of our guides. And so the guides that we have been personally vetted, they know the ports of where they're going to be, and they know the ship schedules like the back of their hands and everything. And they know what has to be done to make sure that you have a great
Gotcha.
experience and that you get back to the ship. And
That's
another
fantastic.
thing is, you know, probably a lot of you on this call have been on cruises that you were supposed to go somewhere and you know, you didn't get to. I know it's happened to me a few times.
It
And
happens every once in a while, right?
yes, it does. It's not a perfect world. And
Right.
so if the ship doesn't port for any reason, then we will make sure that you're refunded your money, and you don't have to
Oh.
contact us to do that, because we'll already know that the ship
Oh.
is not stopping.
So we don't even, so there's none of that, oh my God, I got to hurry up and contact. No,
No.
you guys just know the ship's
the
not
ship-
coming in and you take care of it?
100%. If the ship does not port, then you do not pay. You'll get a refund. And we also offer a 7-day cancellation policy. So, you know, if for some reason you change your mind about the excursion, and you have up to 7 days prior to get a full refund.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'd love the don't port, don't pay. And the fact, I mean, that's basically like the cruise line, because that's one of the things, you know, you book excursions through a cruise line. If you don't go to the port, boom, they just automatically take care of it. You
Yes.
guys, I mean, it's basically like booking through the cruise line, but usually a lot cheaper is what it's sounding like.
Right. Yes, we do thrive on that. We do try to be less expensive than the cruise line, and a lot of times we are.
Gotcha.
And we have our own collection called the Essential Collection, which is specially curated, unique tours. We have about 200 currently in our portfolio.
Wow.
And those are also guaranteed. You know, I mean, everything is guaranteed to get back to the ship on time, but those are really great. And those can be up to 40% less than the cruise line price.
Wow. Wow. A
Yes.
great question from Becky. How far, and I'm sure it might vary depending on location, but in general, how far in advance are the excursions available?
You know what? That is a great question, Becky. And I can tell you right now, we have going into October of 25 right now available
Wow.
on, not on everything.
Right.
Alaska comes in a little bit later. It takes a little bit longer for Alaska, but like for the Caribbean and things like that, we have that out there now, but usually about a year in advance.
Wow. Wow. And I'll let everybody know too, if you're watching, on YouTube, there is a link down in the descriptions. That'll take you right to Venture Ashore. If you're watching on Facebook, I also have that link. And if you're watching on LinkedIn, just go to the website and go to Shore Excursions. And it's a great website. It's super easy to use. I meant to grab a picture. I was a little late getting ready for the show. But all you have to do is you pick your cruise line, your ship, and when you're sailing, and literally your itinerary comes up. So it's not like you have to
Yeah.
figure out, well, where am I going? What do I do? Just pick your cruise and it just brings up your itinerary and you just take a look. If they have tours in your locations, you're going to see them, including the pre and post stay at the port.
Yes. Exactly. And you know, we do so much more than just shore excursions. You know, if you we have about we almost 5,000 excursions around the
What?
world in
Wow.
110 countries. It's amazing. 500 ports of call. So if you're going to, let's say Europe, because Europe is a major hotspot right now. So let's
Mhm.
say that you're going there, but you're going to do your own thing. You're not going to cruise. That's okay because you can still use our excursions for when you're on land. And as Walter just
Oh,
mentioned, pre and post, you know, we have in Rome, let's say that you fly into Rome and you're going to be there a couple of days. You could take our tours. We could pick you up at the airport, take you on a tour, take you to your hotel, arrange transportation
nice.
to Civitavecchia, because that's like well over an hour away from Rome itself.
It
And
is.
so, I mean, there's a lot of options. Some people like to do their own thing, like maybe a
Sure.
private or a custom tour, or maybe luxury, and we can do those as well.
Sure.
And
Sure.
yeah, so we've got a
Wow.
lot of options.
So that's kind of cool. So you can even be a ground transportation partner as well, helping people get
Yes.
around. And
Yes.
like she just said, you don't have to be on a cruise to use their services. I know there's a section of your website that says destinations. So you can
Exactly.
just say Europe, pick a country, look to see what they have. And yeah, so basically use the shore excursions as a land tour, because that's what it is anyway, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And for anybody that loves to eat, we have great food tours, we have wine
Oh,
tours, or just history, art, you know, just really
oh,
shopping. have,
you had me
have
at
a little
food.
bit of everything.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Here's a good question from Alex. Do you offer excursions at the majority of the ports? He's run into some sites that they don't offer them, like at some of the smaller ports. Um, are you at the majority of the ports? I'm sure there must be some places
We
where
We're in
I don't know.
500. I will say we're in most major ports. There are
Okay.
some ports of call where we are not. If they're like a lot smaller, or maybe they're a seasonal port where they're only 2 or 3 months a year, something like that. If it's a
Hmm.
smaller one, and I can give you an example of that. I believe it was like Bar Harbor, Maine, which is a great little town. But I know that because we ran into this the other day. But we just because you don't see something on our website, if you're looking, it doesn't mean that we can't get it for you. So please,
Oh,
please, please, if you ever see that, or if you don't see what you're looking for, then please let us know because we can definitely ask. Asking is free. There's no charge for that. And so we can research that. And if there's something we can do for you, we certainly will.
oh, that is so awesome. And I do know I've run into this in the past too, where like there's some ports where maybe you do have a tour operator, but by contract with the cruise line, they can't offer a tour for you because they're under contract with the cruise line. And I have seen that with
Right.
some of the ports in the past as well. But that's really cool. So if a guest doesn't see something on your site, they should just use contact and reach out to you guys,
Please, or reach out to you and you can reach out to me.
or reach
Either
out to
way.
me. Because I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you, yes, we can get a tour. And then I'm going to call Jenny and go, can we get a tour?
And I'm going to cross my fingers and toes
Please,
and say,
please, I'll send you cookies if you get me a tour, please. um, we've already talked about it a little bit, now we've talked about that return to ship. We talked about that don't port, don't pay. But, what are some of those value propositions? A lot of people feel very safe. I feel very comfortable. I'm in that bubble with the cruise line. But what
right.
are some of those value propositions to book with Venture Ashore versus going through the cruise lines?
Well, there's a lot of things. We do have smaller group sizes. So whereas a cruise line could have 50, 55 people in a group, ours are going to generally be smaller. So probably the largest group size we may have is 40. But if you're doing something with our essential collection tours that I was just mentioning a moment ago, the max is going to be 25. And there's often different group sizes. It could be 8. It could be 12, just depending on what you're doing. And in Europe, in Italy, I'm sorry, we have about 25 different excursions that are very small groups sizes, which is nice. And we also have different excursions right now where you can do a multi-port, discount, or like an Italian trio where it includes 3 different tours throughout Italy. And when you do something like that, we try to keep you on the same tours with other people from the same ship, so that if you like each other, then you make a new friend. But if you don't like each other, then that could be a problem. But if you do you get to meet new friends that way, and have a lot of fun. So we do a great job there. And again, the ones for essential collection, oftentimes the people that are in that area, they're from that area. They grew up in that area.
Right.
They may know the ins and outs and all the tips and tricks and great places to go and off the beaten path and things like that. But it's a very good value, which for the essential collection, very, very good value.
Gotcha. So the more we book, generally we can get like better deals.
Definitely on the essential. Yes, for sure. On the essential collection, we offer multi-port discounts. So
awesome.
Yeah, and they're really great tours. Yeah.
Now, what if I just, I'm coming into, I don't know, San Juan. Let's just say I'm going to San Juan and I don't see anything there, and I've got, some folks with me and we want to do XYZ. Can we just reach out to you and say, let's set up a custom tour, or can I get a driver for 5 hours to take me to some of these places?
Yes, you can definitely let us know, and we will make every effort we can to accommodate what your needs are. And if you want something customized, we do that all the time. We have an amazing bespoke team that can reach out to different vendors that they're familiar with and arrange private tours or custom tours. Really nice. Really nice.
Gotcha. And I know we talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but you do, your company does vet all of these tour operators for us, right?
Yes. And all of the guides are going to be English speaking and have air conditioned vehicles, which it may sound like kind of silly to even say that, but you'd be surprised. Some places you go may not. So we make sure that they're English speaking with air condition in there.
So what can we expect? I mean, I know there's some people who are still just getting into cruising and still have that mindset. I'm going to get on the bus. I'm going to see this thing. I'm going to get on the bus. I'm going to see this thing. I'm going to get on the bus. Can you kind of give us a sense of like what some of your tours are like? I mean, are they locals leading locals, or is it more just, here we go, herding the cattle to these places?
Well, we try not to herd them like cattle, for sure, but it depends on the tour. You have so many different types of tours available. It's hard to put them in a box, but you could say, like, for an example, if you wanted to do something like a walking tour, you can do a walking tour that's going to be really, really informative. And you can also do let's say Rome the Complete Tour, which is an essential collection, and you can be as hands-off or hands-on as you want. That one is kind of like to let people kind of explore Rome on their own, where they drop them off, I
Nice.
believe, at the Colosseum, and then you'll be heading over to, the Vatican, but you get to do whatever you want in between, which
Oh,
is
wow.
kind of nice because I know my husband and I just went to Italy back in September. And if anybody on this call is going and you want somebody to carry your bags, let me know.
That's
But
great.
yeah. So, but you can really, we do tours, but sometimes you just know that there's going to be that one place that you want to spend a little bit more time. And so
Yeah.
for that particular tour, that gives you that, where you can have a little
Wow.
more time and you're not rushed, because on some of the bigger tours, like you said, you are kind of herded around like cattle. And so we try
Yeah.
not to do that.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of things with skip the line tickets, which is huge.
Nice.
So you don't have to stand in line, and really we just have so many great things, and we're adding new things all the time,
Mm.
which is really, really nice. So,
Yeah.
and
It's just, oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
no, I was just going to say, we have a lot of requests. Sometimes people are traveling solo. They don't
Oh,
travel with anyone, and so if
yes.
that's the case, then they can feel very comfortable going on our tours, because they are maybe smaller groups. People like to travel in groups. And
Hmm.
you might get comfortable. You'll have a guide that you can communicate with and everything. And so a lot of times, people that are solo travelers, they feel very comfortable going on our excursions. And, you meet other people and you just have that confidence. You're not going to be out on your own doing something. You're with a group of people. And then, of course, you're guaranteed to get back to the ship on time.
Yeah, and I
And
see
so
that your
that
small
gives
groups
them
are only
some.
25. So, yeah, especially solos when you're out in a port by yourself.
Mhm.
Some people are okay with that, and then others are like, I
Right.
mean, there's a lot of ports where you really should be in a group, a pack, if you will,
Yeah.
and doing one of these tours certainly helps with that, right?
100%. Yes. Yes. People really like to do that. And we've gotten great feedback from our solo travelers just because they
Wow.
really enjoy that atmosphere. So,
That is
yeah.
awesome. And of course, we've always got that return to ship guarantee, which is awesome. I mean, the thing that drew us, we've been doing independent tours literally since our first cruise. Rebecca was drawn A to the fact that they're usually cheaper, but B, that
Hmm.
they're usually smaller. And
Right.
I think a great example was when we went to Alaska and we were doing a whale watching tour with a local guide. And he said, "Oh, look, here comes the Princess ship and boat, and it was a double decker, 200
Yeah.
people trying to see whales, and there was 8 of us on his boat, and it was like
Yeah.
just a completely night and day. So that totally sold me for doing
Hmm.
independence. Now,
Yes.
going back to some of these trios that you were talking about, because I've got another graphic here talking about
Yes.
like a
Yes.
multi-shore discount in the
Hmm.
Med. Can you tell us something about this?
Yes, and I'm gonna get I hate to say this, but my eyes are not so great that I can see everything on the screen right at the moment. So I printed out an extra large font
There you
so to
go.
help me. But yeah, so we have multi port shore excursion discount packages, like an Italian trio, which applies to Rome. The complete tour, which I was just mentioning a few moments ago, where you go to the Colosseum, the Trevi
Mhm.
Fountain, St. Peter's Square,
Nice.
and then the guided tour of Florence and the panoramic
Wow.
Pisa. So you can do your obligatory holding it up so that the leaning tower doesn't fall down. Um, and then you also do that with you go to the Duomo and the Ponte Vecchio,
Mhm.
and you just have a really beautiful day with that. Also in the Italian trio, you're getting the discounted package that includes Pompeii, Sorrento,
Wow.
and Positano View. So it's really,
Wow.
really nice because you just I want to say that particular tour is like an 8-hour day where they take you on a beautiful drive
Wow.
and you just get those sweeping views, and you
Wow.
go to Pompeii and
Wow.
Sorrento. I think I could just maybe live in Sorrento. I'd like to try anyway. But
Right? Wow.
yes, oh my gosh. And then you also have we have something called the Icons of the Eastern Mediterranean, which
Mhm.
is Mykonos tour and beach visit, and you also get the scenic Santorini shopping and
Oh,
winery
Santorini.
tour. Yes. Oh, I love Santorini. And there's such good shopping there and great wineries and oh my gosh. And then
Wow.
you also on this particular itinerary, you also are doing like Kusadasi and going to Ephesus and the House of Mary
Wow.
and things like that. So that's one that we offer for the Eastern Med. And
Wow.
then we also have Gems of Greek Isles, where you're doing the Cosmopolitan Mykonos tour beach, and
Wow.
again Santorini, which you just can't go wrong with that. Um, and then yeah, so we've got lots of tours that we do that I highly recommend, and I've had great feedback from many people that have done these tours, and they just love them. They
Wow.
just love them.
And
So.
these are for the most part, these are local guys. These are people who live and breathe and they actually live in these local communities taking us out on these tours, right?
Yes, and they're amazing. The people in these areas are absolutely amazing, and they want you to see everything because they're so proud of where they're from and
Right.
their, the love they have for their country, and they just want you to experience it like a local. And so you see some great amazing things and just have memories that will last you forever.
Wow.
So,
And
yeah.
that's what you really want, right? You want to
Yeah.
experience it like a local with a local. It's nice to hear that like you're really emphasizing some of that because I don't really feel sometimes, when we do a cruise line excursion, sometimes it just kind of feels like they're going through the motions and just
Mhm.
trying to make sure that we get the selfie in front of the thing, but it's not always
Yeah.
the most interesting tour.
Exactly, exactly. And you'll these tours, you're going to hear stories about things that you never knew before that you're not even going to find maybe in like the travel books and stuff like that. And I'm a big fan of travel books, but you learn new things, every time you go. And just some of the stories are fascinating that you're going to hear. And, maybe they'll even say, I'm going to take you to this place that is so amazing that it's going to be a picture of a lifetime. And I mean, I just feel like they go the extra mile to make sure that
Uh,
you have a once in a lifetime vacation.
That is absolutely awesome. And folks, if you're just joining us, I am Walter, your independent travel advisor with Where's Walter Travel. We can book cruise, land, luxury, and expedition. We'd love to have our travel partners on Thursday night. And tonight we've got Jenni from Venture Ashore. Venture
Hello.
Ashore is an independent tour partner. You've heard some negatives in the cruise world of late about independent tours, people not making it back to the ship. Venture Ashore offers a return to ship guarantee. If you should miss the ship for whatever reason, they are responsible to get you to the next port. And also, if your ship doesn't show up, you don't even have to get in touch with Venture Ashore. You're automatically refunded if the ship doesn't come into port. So, two of the big reasons why we love this company. And Jenni, I think you said so far you've not had to do anything with that return to ship guarantee, right?
Knock on wood. No, knock on wood.
Awesome. Awesome. And if you have questions for Jenni, you got questions about independent tours or about specific excursions, just go ahead and drop them in the chat. We'll do our best to try to get you the answers. We're going to be here until the top of the hour. So excited to have everybody here. Oh, I see Betty just got here. And Alex, thank you. I didn't say welcome earlier. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let's talk about, let's see. So we talked about the Mediterranean trio. We talked about Solo. I want to talk about one of my favorite places on the world, and we're going there next June. I know we've already had a few conversations about
Hmm.
this
Yeah.
wonderful land up north, which is bigger than Texas. And I like to remind my uncle who's from Dallas, there is a state bigger than Texas. And I wanted to buy him the shirt. They sell a shirt with Texas in the middle of it. Of
Oh,
course, we're talking about Alaska, and you've got an Alaska trio that's down. I
we
think we're going to
do.
have to talk about this.
Yes, we have an Alaska trio, and you're right. Alaska is that is one of the places. I am such a warm weather, beachy kind of person that I didn't even realize I wanted to go to Alaska until I went the first time. And I was just blown away. And I've probably
Mhm.
been 5 times and I love it. It's an amazing thing. And we do have these multi-port packages available in Alaska. And we have ones that are available in Juneau, Ketchikan, and Skagway. And so Juneau, you can do the whale watching, and Mendenhall Glacier,
Mm.
Klondike Highway, and you can also um, go into the lighthouses that they have as
Wow.
well on that tour.
Beautiful.
But it's amazing. And we also have a Premier Alaska tour that goes to Juneau, Sitka, and Ketchikan. And I
Oh,
don't know if anybody's been to Ketchikan, but I have a couple of times, and I got to tell you, I love that town. I just got the warmest feeling when I was there, and it was such a artsy little place. And they had music that was awesome in the stores and all these local artisans and, totem poles. And it was just amazing. And I have a
beautiful.
good friend I used to work with who is from Australia, and he moved to California, and his son was 20, and this was
Uh-huh.
last year. His son was 20 years old, and he was coming to visit him. And he said he wanted to go to Alaska. And so my friend said, "Well, what do you want to do?" And he said, "Dad, all I want to do is see bears and whales. That's what I want to do." And it's like the Northern Lights. You can't guarantee wildlife, right? And
Right.
so he would move heaven and earth for him if he could. But they did two of our tours, and he came back and was so excited because he said Max saw whales and he saw bears, and he was sending me pictures of what they saw. And I was just like, oh, this is like such good feedback to hear. But
That's
but
awesome.
yeah, Alaska's just one of those places,
Wow.
it's so crisp and clear, and I don't think you realize how clean it is until you remember what it's like. Like, I'm in Maryland outside of DC,
Hmm.
and just the air in Alaska is so pure. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
But we also have triple Yukon combos that we offer, like in
Hmm.
Skagway, which we're going to do the Klondike Highway, the White Pass Railroad.
Wow.
You're not on the train itself, but you're going that route. And you'll get to see the Yukon Suspension Bridge and the dog
Hmm.
sledding camps, which I've done that before. And that was really cool because you do get to see how they train for the Iditarod. And, you can go around the track and have hot chocolate and hold a
No.
puppy. And they do frisk you to make sure you don't try to take a puppy, though,
Well,
when you're
I
leaving.
mean, I'd love that picture of that dog just looking right at us in that picture. He's so cute.
Yes, I know. The dogs are great. And we also do one if your cruise was going to Victoria. We do,
Okay.
and a lot of them do stop in Victoria, but we
Hmm.
offer something really nice to Bouchard Gardens. If you're into flowers and everything, that is the most beautiful place I've ever seen
Nice.
for flowers and gardens and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on in Alaska. Of course, we do dog
Yes.
sledding on a glacier, which I have
Oh,
wanted to do and I have not gotten to do yet. So that's on my
I'm
bucket
hoping.
list.
I'm hoping next year. You should come with
I,
us. You should come with us.
I might do that. You never know.
You
You
really
never
should.
know. If you
Um,
promise me I can go dog sledding on a glacier, I
I
may.
can't promise that. You know that. You know as well as I do because we were supposed to do
Yeah,
that the last time we were there, but the clouds came down and we couldn't go because we couldn't
that's
get
what
up there.
happened to me.
That's
That's
what
why we ended
happened.
up at
See?
the Husky Homestead with going around the
See?
track because of the weather.
See?
But that's a perfect example of, I mean, if something's canceled beyond your control, then we'll make a suggestion.
Right.
If you are porting, but you can't do something like that, we'll suggest, hey, would you like to do this? And if
Sure.
not, then we'll refund because it's
Yeah.
not your fault, right? So
No. No, we were up there for 14 days when we went. We did a land sea adventure with Princess, and I took 3,300 photographs. And there was not a single photograph that can convey what it was actually like. Because
yeah,
Alaska is huge. And you take a
huge,
picture, when you take a picture, you're taking a picture of like that much, but there's this much that you're looking at.
so much.
And
Yeah,
folks, if you've never been to Alaska, I'm telling you, and if you really want to do it in a cool way, I mean, here comes my plug, Oceana Riviera, June
yeah.
26th through July 8th, 2025, a nearly all-inclusive cruise. And we're talking to Venture Ashore about possibly putting together a couple of nice group excursions while we're up there. It's going to be 12 nights round trip Seattle with only 1,200 guests. Nice small ship. It's going to be amazing. Going to be amazing. Yes. So Alaska is unlike any place you have ever been. So,
and you know, if I could just add to that, Walter, Glacier Bay is incredibly beautiful. All the glaciers are beautiful. So if that's something you've never done, but you want to do it, I would honestly say go as soon as you can, because I hate to say they're receding. Glacier Bay, I was there, I guess it was probably 11, 12 years ago. And then I was there 8 years later, and they're starting to recede, you know, a little bit. Not that they're going to melt away, hopefully, and are not, but you know, just to be able to see that beauty, it's amazing.
Wow. Now to go 180 degrees, Nurse Tara is asking, are there any Caribbean port that you don't offer excursions for? There's probably at least a couple small ones, maybe.
Nurse Tara, that is a great question. And if you could tell me which one you were talking about, I could probably answer that better that way, because we have so much to offer in the Caribbean. You know, we're all over the ABCs, we're all over the Bahamas, we're all over St. Martin, St. Lucia, St. Kitts. You know, is there a particular place? I mean, we're in gosh, why am I drawing a blank right now? Oh, I hate when that happens. I had it on the tip of my tongue, and now I can't think of the name of it.
There's so many of them.
Yeah. But we're in Antigua. If you like Antigua, we have beautiful things in Antigua. And
Tara has about 5 or 6 cruises booked with us right now. And Tara, what I would just say is just look at, look at some of those excursions or some of those itineraries, and just go to Venture Ashore. Just go to that link that's in YouTube or the link that's on my website. And it's so cool because it just brings up your itinerary, and you can see, there are those rare occasions where it does come up, but, obviously in Coco Cay, they don't have any excursions there because that's a privately owned island by Royal Caribbean. So there's one.
Exactly. Yeah. Half Moon Key, that's private as well. So, yeah. But you know what, Tara, I see that you said that we hit most of the islands you're thinking of. So that's fantastic. In Bermuda, we do have things in Bermuda as well. So if you're looking for that, and like Walter was saying, when you go in to look for the cruise and you put in the cruise line, the ship, the sail date, you're going to see something that says itinerary. And when you click on that, you can just scroll down for each port, and it should already have your ship's port times and everything. So it's pretty user friendly. I really like our website a lot. So.
And I have noticed sometimes that the window, like if the size of your window is a little bit small, like it'll come up itinerary 0 and there might not be anything there. It's because that left panel isn't showing up in your small window. So hit the word itinerary, and then that panel will open up showing you all the port stops. I've seen that just a couple of times. I love Alex's question. Oh boy. What's your favorite port and/or excursion? I think I've got mine. What about you, Jenny? You have a favorite port and a favorite excursion? I don't know.
That's like asking me to pick a favorite child.
Yeah, and the one I'm going to pick it before I knew Venture Ashore, so I'll leave it at that. So go ahead.
You know what? I think there's so many things that are special. I know that sounds really cheesy about every port, but I really, really love, like when we were in Italy, I absolutely loved Florence and the Amalfi Coast, and just, I literally loved everything. And then when we were in Greece, we did some hopping around. We went to Santorini and to Crete and stayed in Alunda and Athens. And it just, I don't know. My husband and I were talking about, where are we going next? And I could just go back there. That's a place I could go over and over again. But I think next year we're going to go to South America and go to Machu Picchu. And so hopefully that'll be right up there on that list as well.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
I actually have 3, but the all-time favorite is still whale watching in Alaska on the very, very small boat. And for a couple of reasons. One, we were on a small boat. Two, we just had the most amazing tour guide who was also a photographer. And he was helping me line up and get the like perfect shots of the whale. Like he would even move the boat. Go, wait. I'm just going to move the boat a little bit. There you go. You're going to get the better shot. But it also is a memory for me because it was my dad's final vacation before we lost him. So that was kind of cool. But then in San Juan, we did a food tour down in San Juan. That was amazing. And what I loved about it just this little local tour guide, just like what you're talking about, just telling us a little history. And we ate at 5 places along the way. I mean, you get me with food. And when you show me the places that I would never venture into because I don't know.
Yeah.
You totally got me. And then, of course, we got ridiculously muddy in Puerto Plata the last time we were. Oh, I should say I did because Rebecca refused to go on that one. And that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
No.
That's a great question, though.
Alaska is cool too because I've been blessed to go in every season except the winter. That's the only one I haven't been in yet, and I do want to go for the Northern Lights. But my first time I went was like June 28th. And so it was right after the longest day of the year. Yeah. And to be walking around Fairbanks at midnight and the sun is out, it was not dark. It was amazing.
Yep.
And the flowers, the Alaska fireweed are just beautiful. So Alaska is very special.
First week of June or last week of May is when we were there, and the sun went down, but it was twilight. It stayed right along the horizon. And we actually started an excursion at like 10:30 at night and came back at 1 a.m.
Oh, wow.
It was actually kind of cool. And you're right. It's just like, cool. This is normal.
Yeah. So, it's really cool. And the people are so friendly. So friendly.
People are incredibly friendly. And then, I'll never forget this memory of seeing all the power outlets at every parking space and going, what in the world is that all about? And they said, in the wintertime, when you park your car, you can't turn it off. You got to keep the car running and you plug in the blanket to keep the engine warm if you are going to turn it off. I'm like, okay, I don't need to live here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, beautiful now.
That's a lot. Yeah. We'll admire from a distance. But
you mentioned the Northern Lights a couple of times. Are you also like over in Northern Lights lore, which would be Norway and Iceland and all that area over there?
Yes, we are. And my husband and I did go to Iceland a couple of years ago, and we were really, really hoping to see the Northern Lights. And of the 5 nights we were there, 4 of them were extremely rainy. One was a beautiful night. So while I did get to see, the Milky Way, which was very cool, and the stars were amazing, beautiful stars. It's still not quite the same as, but there is something there in Iceland, and we can help you with that if anybody's going. We did the Golden Circle tour, and we did the Blue Lagoon, which was amazing. And there's something called Fly Over Iceland. And if anybody's ever been to Epcot to that Soarin', the Soarin' ride, where it's like your seats go up and it's just like we weren't sure if it was going to be cheesy or not. We did that and we're absolutely blown away. It was almost like you could touch the Northern Lights in that thing, but it was beautiful, just the way it was done. It was really very well worth it. If anybody is going there or wants to go to Reykjavik, it's right in the city. And and that was neat. And they have the most beautiful waterfalls, and doing the Golden Circle, you get to see like a black sand beach. You're probably not going to want to lay out on it because it's, it doesn't get too warm there, but it's gorgeous and for hiking and, really nice.
Gotcha. So. Any other tours you want to kind of talk about and bring up that maybe we wouldn't even think about, or locations where you are that we wouldn't even like typically think about going on private tours and things like that?
We do have some things in Asia. Unfortunately, that's the one thing that I don't have all of my notes to be able to share.
Just make them up. It'll sound good. Just make it up.
Yeah, that would be great. But we do we do have things in Thailand and
Wow.
Vietnam and things like that, which would be amazing. So if anybody's interested in that, by all means, please let us know or go on our website and take a look, because there's a lot of great things that are out there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then again in
Go
the
ahead.
Caribbean, beautiful. Uh, Lots of new things have been added in the last few months there as
Oh,
well.
wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I know we've been talking about, we've got a big group going on the Sun Princess in October,
Mhm.
looking at doing maybe something in San Juan and maybe some sort of a snorkeling or something in St.
Yes.
Thomas with you guys. And that's another thing, just so you all know. I mean, yes, you can go to their website and you can look up all this stuff. And we do send the links to just about every one of our clients when we send a itinerary to our clients. However, you can also reach out to us as your travel partner, and we can work directly with Venture Ashore and see. I mean, Venture Ashore tries very hard. They can't do everything. They do try hard. We did have a situation where we tried to do something that was kind of way out of the box and it just didn't quite work. But they tried very hard. You guys tried for like 3 weeks to make this thing happen. It was just something we just couldn't quite make work. But that is also something that we, as your travel partner, can bring to you guys as well. When you work with us, we can just talk to Jenni. We can talk to the team over at Venture Ashore and try to pull together special custom tours for you guys.
We'll make every effort, every effort. And I do see that Alex was asking how
Oh, I'm so sorry,
accessible.
Alex. Yes, I'm so
he-
sorry, Alex.
He's saying how accessible are the tours, like the scooters and things like that. And Alex, I'm really glad you asked that question, because we do have tours that are accessible. Um, Not all of our tours are accessible, I will be honest. But if you have someone that has a special need, whether they have a scooter, a walker, a wheelchair, let us know, because we do get the dimensions, when it's
Mhm.
collapsed, when it's up, and we will make every effort to accommodate you, because there are a lot of companies that do have the vehicles that can accommodate that. But if you don't see that it's a mobility compliant one on our website, then we would definitely reach out to our bespoke team to see if we can get something. And that actually has just happened a lot lately, because we do, it is Alaska season, and Alaska is very multi-generational. And so I had some people
Yeah.
looking for private transfers that would accommodate a scooter or a wheelchair. And so our bespoke team was able to do that, to pick them up at their hotel, take them to the pier, and then from the pier back to the hotel, and things like that. So a lot of times we can work with you, but it just depends
Right.
on the area in which you're in. But
And Alaska is definitely a challenge. I mean, it's very small areas. There's a
mhm,
lot of uneven roads, sometimes not even a road, it's a dirt path.
yeah.
Same in Europe. Europe is not exactly ADA friendly in a lot of these places because it's
Mm-mm.
cobblestones, it's narrow, there's cracks, it's uneven.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm sure while you guys make every effort you can, sometimes
Yeah.
these are just the limits of the land itself and where you're going. But that's a great question, Alex.
It is. And, sometimes in Europe, we are able to get tours that will accommodate somebody that has a wheelchair or a scooter, but it's just like maybe a sightseeing tour where you're going around. I think we do something like that in Rome, where you're
Mhm.
just touring for the day. So you're still seeing a lot of things, but you're not going to be dropped off on the uneven pavement or something like that, where it can be a risk for you. But also
That's
on our website, I
horrible.
do want to say, if you are looking at different excursions, you're going to see something that looks like five little people, and that's always going to be able to share with you the activity level. So like if
Oh,
it's a one or a two, it's pretty basic. And then
okay.
when it's three, it gets a little bit more intense, but four is stronger activity level. And then five is going to be, you're not going to see me on that tour if it's a five. but
So
but
what level are you, Jenni?
in my mind or in my body, I would say I could probably handle a four, I think.
I'm
But
gonna be looking at all the fives. I know that.
yeah, well,
I'm
good,
I live
good.
on the edge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I could try it depending on what it is. I'm not saying no. for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I am planning to do that zip line in Icy Strait Point next year. So the world's
Oh,
longest, tallest, fastest zip line. I am planning to do that.
and see, I've never ziplined, and that's something I would like to do.
Oh, you
So
got to.
I
There's this
know.
website called Venture Ashore. I think they've got zip line tours on it. You should really take a look at that.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think we have the one you're talking about.
What a
Yes,
great segue into your own company. Nicely done,
there
Jenny.
you go. Way to go.
Zip line. I've done, like in the Caribbean, we've done like the 9 zips, this zip, that zip. I've
Yeah.
never done one. I watched a video of our dear friend Stephanie doing it last year. And it's kind of like, a horse gate, like at the races where they just swing the gate open and off you go. And when they
Oh,
opened
wow.
up, I swear her eyes were about this big when they opened up. So I'm
Oh, that's great.
we're really hoping, she's always busy, but we're desperately hoping that maybe she can come with us next year because I want to do
There,
it with her so bad.
there. And you
That
can
would be
just
awesome.
scream your head off and it's okay, right? Just
Because nobody can hear you. You're so
wow.
far away. No,
That
I
sounds
definitely want to
amazing.
do that. I definitely want to do that. And,
And put a GoPro on and
I don't know if they, oh yeah. She had one in her hand. Yeah. She had
okay.
one in her hand. So I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, you should.
Absolutely. Because, no video, it didn't happen, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
folks, again, I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor, and we're hanging out here with Jenny from Venture Ashore, independent travel partner, independent tour partner. And if you weren't here in the beginning of the show, the one big advantage of Venture Ashore, they have a return to ship guarantee. They have a don't port, don't pay guarantee. So it's exactly like booking with the cruise line, just generally at a lower and sometimes much lower price than the cruise lines. So there's all that peace of mind. And that's why we have Jenny here with us, because you have seen the stories in the news of people who, unfortunately, look, folks, those are the rules. All right. The cruise ship is on a schedule. And even their own tours, there's a certain point at which they're going to go because they have to go, but the cruise line has to get you there. A lot of people don't know the second part of that rule with the cruise lines. They all say, oh, well, the ship's going to wait for me. The ship is going to wait for you as long as it can. But then at some point, even on their own tour, the ship will go and then the cruise line will get you to the next port. Well, that's exactly what Venture Ashore is saying, is they will get you to the next port. Do not stress. Do not worry. Just because you're on an independent tour, you have that same peace of mind as if you booked with the cruise line. So that was a big reason why I wanted to bring Jenny on tonight, because there's been so much negative press and just a lot of misinformation out there about what
Yeah.
independent tours really are. And
Mhm.
they're a great value. And sometimes, in fact, a lot of times you can find tours that simply aren't offered by the cruise lines.
True. True. And we will do a smaller size, group size than the cruise lines.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's really good. And then we were talking about, if you're just joining, that we can do private tours, we can do custom tours, and
Fabulous.
just transfers. And then if anybody likes to travel in groups, like Walter is going to be going with a group in October and in June and again
Yes.
in October, right? Or is it October
So
again
we got
next year?
October, we got May, and we got June of next year, and maybe Thanksgiving and Valentine's. We're talking about that now too.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. We like
Yeah.
groups. Groups are fun.
Groups are great. They are so fun. So if anybody is interested in going on groups, we can do special groups just for your group, where it's only your friends that are going with you or your family. And,
Yeah.
maybe you don't want to go with just your friends and family. So we can put them on something else. But if you do want to travel with the people that are in your group, we can do groups for you.
Yeah.
And really nice custom stuff. So
Yeah, and something to think about too, for those of you who are in business or in corporate, you're doing a corporate retreat, you're doing a company meeting
yeah,
and things like that. Cruise ships are an outstanding way to do that. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of the AV, the meeting spaces, those are free of charge on a cruise ship. And then we work with Venture Ashore and we find some really interesting things where we take you guys out, or maybe we come up with 2 or 3 options and these guys are going to go here, those guys are going to go
yeah,
there. But we put together groups so you all can just have a good time together, right?
Yes. Yeah. And we can do cooking classes some places, and yeah, I know.
I
Um,
like that. I
I
like
just
that.
love food.
Me too. We should have just done the whole hour about what is your favorite meal? How about that? Is there like a location where you've gone where you've had your favorite meal?
I would say Italy,
Mm.
my favorite. And you know what it is? Like I'm a truffleaholic. I love
Oh,
truffles. And over there, they're like not expensive at all. Like here, they're very expensive. Over
right.
there, I think I have them every day on something, and I just really, really, really enjoyed it. I really loved it.
Wow.
But I love Greek food too. I mean, it's
Mm.
just, oh, yeah. How about you? What's your favorite food?
Yeah, yeah. Europe is coming up. So far, literally my favorite meal so far, believe it or not, was on a cruise ship. Like land or sea, my favorite meal was at Remy on the Disney Fantasy, which is a French restaurant on the
Oh,
Disney Fantasy. It's honestly hard to describe how good the meal was. And the service and the attention to detail. I think there's only 60 people in that restaurant. It's a very small
oh,
restaurant. But I really, what I'm looking forward to either next year or the year after is going to Europe. Our plan is to maybe do a river cruise, do an
mm,
ocean cruise, maybe a land tour, things like that. And
yeah.
there is a Biscardi deli somewhere in southern Italy that I want to
Oh,
find because that is my family. Apparently, it's like some of my family is down there, so I want to go
that
meet them.
is cool. That is very cool. Hey, maybe
Yeah.
we'll just crash your trip there.
See, maybe we'll set up a custom tour and we'll all go crash the Biscardi Deli. Why not? And go
Oh
see.
my gosh, that's incredible. How
Yeah,
fun.
that's what I
Yeah,
want to do. That is totally what I want to do. And see,
and
now
you
that would be a
should.
great idea for a custom tour. Pick out some places in Italy that I want to go and just say, hey, these are the places I want to go. Can we put together a little custom
Yeah,
tour? And probably you can.
I'm sure we could. I'm sure we could help you with that. Yep.
Yeah. So keep
That's
that.
nice. I haven't been to Cinque Terre, but we have things there, and a lot of people say that is incredible. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, wherever you're going,
Wow.
Walter, we will help you.
Yeah, so there's something to think about too, folks. Especially those of you who've been to the Caribbean a bunch of times, or maybe you've even been to the Med a bunch of times. If you've been going to some of these ports over and over, and you're like, I don't even want to get off the ship anymore. Maybe there's something there that you haven't seen, and you haven't seen it because the cruise line doesn't offer it. But you
Mhm.
hear about it, you read about it, do some research on some of these ports that you've been going to, and you're like, I don't even want to get off the ship. I almost guarantee you, there's probably something there that is worth seeing. And if nobody else is going to take you there, Venture Ashore just might be able to take you there.
Love to try. And
Why not?
I did mean to say that a lot of people sail out of Southampton
Hmm.
and Dover in London and things like that. And we do some really, or there's some beautiful itineraries there that we also offer excursions
Nice.
for, like
Nice.
Scotland and Ireland. I'm fascinated with castles. I haven't been to Scotland and Ireland yet, but that is on my list as well. Would love to go see all the castles
Wow.
and go to the pubs and things
Hmm.
like that. I just think it would be a really fun thing to do, and so we do that. We do things like that too.
Wow. I
Yeah,
have a
and we can
client.
do
Oh, go
transfers.
ahead.
No,
You
I
can
was
do
just gonna say
what?
we can do transfers. Like if you fly into
Oh.
Heathrow and you're going to be in London before catching the ship, pre or post or something like that, then we can help
Wow.
you with that as well. And
Wow.
Stonehenge, we go to Stonehenge, and that's another place I'd love to go.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That's really good to know that you do those transfers because I usually lean into like a very specific ground transfer company. But I'll definitely
Mhm.
have to reach out to you after this and talk about that as well.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Betty says she's going out of Southampton in August of 25. So we'll have to take a look at
Oh,
that. Yeah.
Yay.
And always
Yay.
remember, we recommend you guys fly in a day or two early to your port. So go to Venture Ashore's website and look at the destination. Maybe there's a food tour. Maybe there's a museum tour. Maybe there's getting muddy in a mud buggy like me available before you start your cruise. Why not?
Yeah. Just do
Right?
something different. You'll never regret it, just those experiences that are once in a lifetime.
I don't know if you'll never regret it, but if you
Well, you
regret it,
might.
it was probably really worth it.
Yeah. That is a very good point. Yes. That's a very good point. Love to try. But
Love to try. I love trying. I used to be so picky about my food. Now it's like I'll try just about anything one time just to see what it's all about, right?
yeah, that's good. That's good that you're open to it.
You got to be
Yeah.
open. Just like cruising, there's so many people always ask me what's my favorite ship, and it's like, I honestly say whatever the one is that I'm on. There are
Oh, that's good.
370-ish ships out there. I would love to try all of them just to see
Yeah.
what they're all
Yes.
about.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get you guys going with Margaritaville because now that they're coming back strong with the Islander, I was actually looking for some itineraries, and they do seem to be absent at the moment. I'm sure you guys are working on it, but
We
Margaritaville at Sea is coming on.
Yes, and I mentioned that because you had sent the email. And so for now, until we do get it up there, we can do the destinations of where they're traveling. So
Brilliant.
we can still do it if you just book under destination versus the
Brilliant.
excursion. So if you ever don't see, I'm glad you said that. If you ever don't see your ship on the on our homepage or something like that, then look for the destination because maybe the ship didn't get loaded yet for whatever reason,
Right.
and
Right.
look on the destination.
And this is
Yeah,
brand new. The ship's not even running yet. The
yeah,
other ship only does a 2-nighter, so there was really no reason for you to load that one. But this new one, we're all excited. We're going on the Margaritaville
yeah.
Islander in about 2 or 3 weeks, so we're very excited to be going out
That's
on that.
I can't wait to hear
Awesome.
about it.
So,
Yeah.
Jenny, is there any last things that folks should know about Venture Ashore?
Hey, the world is covered by 71% water. The rest is waiting for you to venture
Just
ashore.
come up with that. That's awesome.
I did. But I just want to say, Walter, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this time, and I hope that everybody enjoyed it too. And I appreciate everybody joining and tuning in because and all the questions. I'm excited, and
Yeah.
I really look forward to hearing everybody's feedback. When you take those excursions and when you go on those cruises and things like that, please let us know how you're doing.
Absolutely. Always share the feedback because that helps them, get even better tours out there to know what's working and all of that good stuff. And plus, I'm sure you guys just like to hear how your folks are doing out there in the field, right?
Yes, we do like to know that. We do like to know that.
Well, this
So,
was awesome. Hey, folks, thank you so much for staying with us tonight. Again, I am Walter, your independent travel advisor with Where's Walter Travel. We book your cruises, luxury, land, expedition tours, and with our amazing partners like Jenny, we can book your land tours and shore excursion through Venture Ashore. Jenny, thank you so much
yes,
for taking the time to join us tonight.
it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, and I really just enjoyed it. I hope everybody has a great evening and happy travels.
Happy travels. And of course, if you have any questions at all about anything we talked about, or you think of a question, right after all of this, hey, just reach out. I'll be more than happy to try to answer your questions, or I'll just reach out to Jenny and her team and we'll definitely get you the answers. Remember, we can put together custom tours. We can pretty much try to do just about anything out there. So folks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you Sunday morning at 10:30 in the morning for our regular Cruise Chat Live. And then next Thursday night, we'll be right back here, I think, with another guest, hopefully with another guest. So Jenny, thanks again. Have a
Thank
fabulous
you.
evening.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Bye.